So good morning everybody, welcome back to my channel. It's been a while since we did a trip, although I'm still putting up the final episode of Corsica. Anyway, today, exciting news. We're departing on the next trip, which is Scotland. Today's going to be mostly motorway. I probably won't film an awful lot today. Our intention is to get up to somewhere around Carlisle or Penrith. We're starting off in the southeast of England, so it's going to be a long day. The weather forecast isn't great, so I won't film an awful lot of this, but what I will do is pick up with you again when we overnight, wherever that may be, and then we'll go from there. The few days after that are looking pretty good, so look forward to some fantastic scenery in Scotland. Talk to you then.
So just before we get started, quick overview of the tour. So the map on the screen shows you the entire route, and then if we focus in a little bit, give you a bit more detail, this is the Northern Focus route, shows you the entire route covered, 9 days, 2,213 miles, and I'll pop up the map of the individual day as we go along on each separate video. So without further ado, let's get on the road.
This is the joys of the M6 around Birmingham.
So day one was more or less what you can see here. It was mainly motorway. There's a lot of mileage to cover from the southeast of England up to Scotland, so that was the main target of the day, and eventually we got as far as Carlisle, which was a good result. Catch us here before lunch, still dry, quite nice. After lunch it changed considerably. Storm Amy moved in, it became very wet, almost monsoon-like, and as a result I didn't film anything in the afternoon. So I'll pick up the commentary tomorrow morning after a night's stay in Carlisle.
So morning, welcome to day two. We find ourselves at the Cumbria Park Hotel in Carlisle. So yesterday, a lot of miles covered, about 340 miles, which is about, I think, 520, 530 kilometers, something like that, which is a lot in itself, but the weather as well was awful. Proper deluge all day, very wet when we got here. Anyway, I got here about 6:30 last night. Few beers, bit of food, all good now. So we're here and we're ready to go, and the plan for today is to head up into Scotland. We're going to go through Dumfries and Galloway, up by Ayr and round to Campbeltown. We're going to try and stay off the main drag as much as possible. There's some pretty good roads on the way, so I expect we're going to see some really good scenery. Come with me, I'm the motorcycle wanderer. Let's get on the road. Oh, what a beautiful morning. Oh.
And it was such a beautiful morning, and such a contrast to the previous day. The sun was out, the roads were starting to dry. Let's get some fuel and we'll get on our way. So with some fuel on board, we left Carlisle, went north, first of all on the M6 for a few miles, and then we dropped onto these beautiful roads. So this is in Dumfries and Galloway. We first headed out towards Dumfries on the 75, and then we sort of branched out northwest on the A713, 712 up towards Ayr. Once we reached Ayr, we stopped for a bit of lunch, a bowl of soup, a bit of bread, and then onward. With a nice bit of lunch inside of us and the weather still beautiful, we started to head north out of Ayr, but just on the outskirts Steve asked us to pull over as a problem had developed with his multistrada.
So this is what's happening, that's on.
Yeah. So Steve's bike had put up an engine management light, so you could start the bike, but if you left it at idle it would cut out after 20-30 seconds.
No red light, just cuts out.
There would sometimes be an associated red light for the rear warning radar as well. So Steve had breakdown cover, and we debated the pros and cons of waiting there and calling out the breakdown cover, but we sort of deduced that they wouldn't really be able to do anything with it more than we'd done. They'd look at it and they'd recommend that we took it to a Ducati dealer or take it there for Steve. So we decided in the end to continue, monitor it, and then Steve would try and get to the Ducati dealer when they reopened in a couple of days. This was Sunday, and of course they're closed Sunday and Monday. Anyway, this is us crossing the Erskine Bridge, finally getting into the lower parts of Scotland.
Loch Lomond with the sun on it. It looks lovely. Highlighting all those colours in the hills over there.
So we'd ridden north on some fantastic roads from Glasgow up the A82 next to Loch Lomond, a little bit of Loch Long, and then down the side of Loch Fyne. So we stopped here quickly for a cup of tea at Inverary, and then we were keen to carry on down the A83, pushing south down Loch Fyne and eventually on to Campbeltown. Weather was fantastic, roads were beautiful, spirits were high. Let's get on the road again. So this is leaving Inverary. Really attractive little village. 75 miles to Campbeltown. Just on the shores of the loch. I'm not sure which loch it is. I'll put it up on the screen. But yeah, it's been a great day's riding so far. It's been sort of this weather all day. Now we're up into Scotland proper, and we've got some lovely sweeping roads around the edge of lochs, and yeah, it's all shaping up nicely. So we've got about an hour and 40 to go. Campbeltown's where we're staying tonight. Let's get on the road. This road out of Inverary towards Campbeltown is absolutely stonking. Beautiful road. Good lad, thank you. So what a great ride down the length of the Kintyre Peninsula with the evening sun illuminating the waves as they crashed against the rocks. Steve took the lead at this point to guide us in the final bit to Campbeltown, direct to the hotel.
Okay. I'll sort of recognise it when I see it.
All that remained now was to park up the bikes, get them locked up and find the bar. Apologies for not doing a piece to camera this evening, but it had been a long day and the beer was very tempting. Thanks for coming with me. See you tomorrow.
Well, good morning, folks. You join me this morning in Campbeltown in Argyll and Bute on the Kintyre Peninsula. Beautiful little town. Feels really remote. Took us a long time to get here yesterday. We're staying at the Argyll Arms. Argyll Arms Hotel. Lovely night's sleep, feeling pretty well set up for the day. Today we're not exactly sure where we're going. Steve's got a problem with his bike, needs to get it to a dealer in Glasgow. Unfortunately they're closed today, so he's aiming for that tomorrow. So looks like the pair of us, Philip and I, will head north off the peninsula and then we'll sort of turn right and we'll head over towards the east coast. Maybe ending up in the central region of Scotland today, but we'll see. And that'll enable Steve to better catch up with us if he gets his bike fixed. So stick with us. I'll take you with me. I am the motorcycle wanderer. Let's get on the road.
It really was such a beautiful morning that I had to bring you some of these beautiful shots in the sunshine down at Campbeltown Harbour before we left.
Wow, that's a view as well. That's beautiful. So this is the B842 out of Campbeltown, up the coast. Came in on the main drag to the left on the opposite coast yesterday, which was a nice road in its own right. But we thought we'd try a smaller option this morning, and so far so good. Sort of road and the sort of view that you come to Scotland for, barring the static caravans.
passing the local post bus here, which is the post delivery combined with a local bus. I believe this is still common in remote areas like Scotland.
Beautiful stretch of coastline. Again, sort of right time of day with the sun just illuminating the right spots. Yeah, it's lovely.
This really was proving to be one of the most scenic roads I'd ever ridden, with a new view presenting itself as you crested every hill. The sun was in the right place. The clouds were dramatic, the scenery was awesome, and it was a road that I never wanted to end. Eventually we dropped back onto the A83, which was the main coast road on the other side that we came down the previous day, and we carried on proceeding north into Tarbert. But what an experience, what a road. I'd go back there tomorrow.
This is Tarbert on the A83, just heading north on the Kintyre peninsula. Started off nice and sunny earlier. It's gone a bit grey. There's just been a rain shower through here, so we'll see how it goes for the rest of the day, but we might be donning waterproofs at some point at this rate. Let's see.
Since Tarbert, we've been following the route that we came down on yesterday when we were heading towards Campbeltown, but at this point we'd take a left, deviate from that route and take the A816 up towards Oban instead. So on reaching Oban, it was about lunchtime, so we decided to fill it with fuel and then stop for a bit of lunch before pressing on afterwards. The weather had been a little bit sprinkly with rain on the way up, and you can see here the cloud is still looking a bit dramatic, so we didn't really know what was ahead. Belly full of food and a tank full of fuel, and then we'd be off.
Oh, motorcycles only, that'll do us. There you go. Oh, he got the number plate OB11NNN, Obin.
As we left Oban, we rode past the Connell Bridge. This bridge was originally opened in 1903 to carry the railway across the narrowest point of Loch Etive at Connell, and at the time was the longest single span railway bridge in Britain apart from the Forth Bridge. These days it just carries the road across, as the railway closed a long time ago.
This is the A85, sort of east of Oban, heading towards Carlisle. Up through the valley, the sunshine in the distance, sprinkle of rain here, but we've been having a bit of that all morning, so considered normal for now. Well, the road's fantastic, and we're cracking on.
This is the village of Glen in Perthshire. It's situated at the falls of Lochs at the western end of Loch Tay. Such a beautiful place, really striking. The beautiful rapids in the river to the left, and even the bit of drizzle that we had just seemed to accentuate its beauty. Really gorgeous place to ride through. Lovely part of the day.
This is the A827, just up next to Loch Tay, and again it's another stunning road. Lots of wildlife out and about. The sun's making an appearance, which is always nice, and we're cracking on towards the Bealach area, which is where we're going to stay tonight.
Perhaps not the best advert for Highland safaris.
That's the River Tay. A93 up towards Glen. Fantastic surface on the road, nice and twisty, but enough visibility to get past slow vehicles if need be. And the scenery, as usual, is absolutely stunning.
So this is one of the old military roads heading north. These roads were built in the early 1700s under the direction of General George Wade, and they were built in order to allow the better movement of government troops in the wake of the Jacobite uprising to quell any ideas of further uprising by the locals. Now, you may not agree with the reasons these roads were built, but just look at them now. Fantastic. Well worth a ride, and we were just loving every minute of it.
So here we are, we're just at the top of Glen. Stop for a cup of tea. Very appropriately at tea at the Skye. So I'll have a cup of tea, warm up. We've got about an hour to go, I think, to our destination for the evening. It's just after 4 now, so 5:30 should be there. Talk to you then.
After a cup of tea and a warm up at tea at the Skye, we carried on down through the last few villages. So this is Braemar, and from Braemar we carried on through to Bealach, and then finally into Highland, where we would stay for the night at the commercial inn. It had been a fantastic day, a little bit of rain here and there, but absolutely fantastic. Scenery was awesome, and we're all looking forward to a good meal and a pint.
Good evening. So we got to the Commercial Inn Hotel in Highland near Bealach, sort of central Scotland, on the edge of the Cairngorms National Park. Fantastic ride over. We had a few sprinkles of rain earlier on in the day. It was a bit chilly at points, but all in all, really generally dry day. Fantastic roads, roughly 250 miles covered again. So another great day in Scotland. Yeah, really loving it. Not too much of a plan tomorrow as yet. Steve's going to break away from us and go down to Dundee to the Ducati dealer to try and get his bike sorted. So he might be missing for a day or so. Philip and I will continue over on the east coast somewhere, maybe out to the coast and then round to Inverness, but we'll see tomorrow. We'll see what the weather's doing, see what happens with Steve and Ducati, and then hopefully we'll meet up with Steve again the following day. But yeah, we'll work something out. Anyway, here we are. I've been the Motorcycle Wanderer. Thanks for coming with me today. Don't forget to hit like and subscribe, and I'll take you with me tomorrow. Good night. So good morning. Last night we spent the night in Highland, which is near Bealach in the Cairngorms National Park, quite close to Balmoral. Had a great night's stay. The Commercial Inn, recommended. Hearty dinner, lovely beers, a couple of glasses of wine. Weather today, looking pretty good. Sun's coming up, a few clouds in the sky, but dry again. Today, not too much of a plan. As I said yesterday, Steve's had to just shoot off down to Dundee to the Ducati dealer to try and get his bike sorted. So Philip and I are just going to proceed on without him. We're going to probably head east towards the coast, and then maybe curl back north and west to come round to the Inverness area tonight, and hopefully Steve will come back and join us. No real hard and fast plan, but we'll find some nice roads. We'll take you with us. I'm the Motorcycle Wanderer. Let's get on the road.
So as we started the day, once again bathed in beautiful crisp autumn sunshine and riding some magnificent roads through forests. You catch us here on the A97 heading north, with not much more of a plan than to aim vaguely for Tomintoul and just see where the day took us. It was the start of another cracking day in Scotland. So as we started to track along the A939, another one of the original old military roads, we saw Corgarth Castle off to the left. Shortly after there was a viewpoint off to the left hand side, so we pulled over, took a couple of shots. cracking ride up the Lochs road that morning, but it was a bit chilly. We were ready for a cup of tea. However, it turned out the ski centre where we were going to stop was closed. So, stayed on the bike, crack on. Tomintoul was the next option. The old fire station cafe caught our eye as we rode into Tomintoul, so we popped in for a quick coffee and a chat. Turned out to be really nice. So from Keith, where we'd stopped for some fuel, we carried on northwest up the A96, then we turned south to track the River Skye along the B9015. We hit upon a closure, had to follow this diversion, and sometimes diversions like this just give you some fantastic scenery that you might not have otherwise seen. I guess looking at this you might think it's nothing special or nothing different, but you know, it's just one of those little bonuses that sticks in my head and reminds you that, you know, there's always a positive to everything, even a closed road. We continued south on the 9015 through Rothes, and then we turned right along the 9102. We've been passing distilleries all day, but this was the daddy of them all.
So this is the Macallan distillery. Wow, it's yeah, proper job, isn't it, that? Lovely bit of front gateage. So this is the B9102. We're just dropping down into Granton-on-Spey. Fantastic weather, lighting up the Spey Valley very nicely today. Beautiful ride through here, lots of pheasants. And we're going to stop for a bite to eat in Granton. Talk to you soon. Way to spend a day, kayaks in the river.
So lunch was a lovely sandwich, courtesy of Scrumpy's on the left here. And good news, we met up with Steve again, back from Dundee, bike fixed. So we hit the road for the afternoon. as we carried on through the afternoon. For a day when we didn't really have a plan and we were just sort of knocking around on roads in central Scotland, we just kept finding good road after good road, you know, and the weather was fantastic as well, which obviously really helped. It always does. But yeah, you know, for what could have been a nondescript day, we ended up on roads like this. You know, it was a real sort of diamond in the rough. So yeah, we carried on enjoying it as we made our way up to Strathpeffer, which is where we would stay tonight. So this is the Kessock Bridge, and we're travelling here from South Kessock to North Kessock, and the bridge splits the estuary between the Moray Firth to the right and the Bealach Firth to the left, and it crosses at the point just where the River Ness joins, which of course gives Inverness its name. It's a beautiful suspension bridge, especially on a day like this, and it meant that we were one step closer to Strathpeffer.
Good evening, everybody. So we made it to Strathpeffer near Inverness, and that's where we're going to stay for tonight. Hotel we're in, yeah, it looks really nice, but quite expensive. One thing we're noticing is the hotels up here in the Highlands of Scotland are very expensive. So we struggled a bit to find accommodation tonight. We found this place eventually, but turns out that tonight's the one night they don't do dinner. Didn't let us know that. No great drama. There's plenty of places in town, so we're going to go out, have a look around, find somewhere to eat. What I would say is, it's just beautiful. You know, we've been very lucky for weather, as you'll have seen from the bits on the bike. The sun's been out, road surface is fantastic, hardly any traffic. I mean, it's motorcycling heaven. So it is really worth coming up here for the motorcycling, but just be aware, accommodation is a bit more expensive. Anyway, we're going to go out and about later. I'll take you with me. I'll do a bit of filming and then probably overlay it on this audio. And you'll get an idea of Strathpeffer near Inverness. And other than that, I will see you in the morning. I am the Motorcycle Wanderer. We'll get on the road in the morning. Like and subscribe. Good night.
So good morning and welcome back to the channel. Here we're leaving Strathpeffer near Inverness. So we spent the night at the Retreat Hotel here. Bit of a quirky hotel. Overall very nice area. Fantastic dinner at the Unwind restaurant at the bottom of the hill. Thoroughly recommend it. Probably one of my best meals of the trip. So we're heading north here. Again, the weather is fantastic. Can't believe how lucky we are. Just going past the Cromarty Firth here. You can see the bridge across the Cromarty Firth just off to the right there. And we're going to be heading north most of the morning. Better update coming up very shortly from On The Bike Audio. Stick with us. Going to be a cracking day.
Well, good morning. You find us on the road heading north out of Strathpeffer, where we stayed last night. We're taking a pretty northern route all morning this morning, right up to the north coast, and then we're going to turn left and track along the coast, and then all the way around, heading south eventually down to and past Ullapool to our night's accommodation, which is actually not far from where we set off this morning. But as I said in last night's video, accommodation is quite scarce and quite expensive, so we didn't have an awful lot of choice. Looks like a nice place, and I'll take you with me. As always, I am the motorcycle wanderer. Let's get on the road. Welcome to Bonner Bridge indeed. So yeah, we're still progressing north. We're just jiggling a couple of A roads here, and then we turn left up through Mallaig and carrying on north up to the coast. But yeah, Bonner Bridge.
A little further up the road in Mallaig, and it was time for a coffee stop, and we stopped at this lovely place, the pier.
So this is the A836 from Mallaig up towards Tong, so still very much heading north up to the coast. It's just turned into a single track road with passing places and lovely bridges like this one. So yeah, absolutely cracking road, very popular with cyclists. So yeah, having the whale of a time in the sun. So, stick with us. It's pretty epic, isn't it, that?
This road up from Mallaig to Tong was proving to be absolutely beautiful. Proper wilderness up by Loch Nava and Loch Loyal, and that's Ben Loyal you can see at the 12 o'clock in front. This really topped the charts in terms of the roads we'd done in Scotland so far, but spoiler alert, there were even better roads to come. As we progressed further north, this road just kept on giving, with absolutely amazing panoramas round every bend and fantastic open bodies of water with a deep crystal blue colour either side. This road really felt like it embodied Scotland on a motorcycle, and was certainly one of the reasons people fall in love with this beautiful place. So we pulled over at a viewpoint at the base of Loch Craggy, and we looked back over Loch Craggy in the foreground and Loch Loyal in the distance. It was a beautiful place to take a photo. Got a few snaps of the bikes, and a great one here of Steve looking very content with his surroundings. After an hour or so of motorcycling heaven riding up this fantastic road, we arrived in Tong.
Left, left, left. That was stunning.
At Tong we would turn westward and follow the A838 over the tops to Hope and eventually on to Durness.
Wow, look at that view. The ruined castle on the top, the inlet next to it, beautiful. Yeah, that's lovely. That was an old 1150, wasn't it?
The viewpoint on this causeway was too good to miss, so we pulled over for a couple of shots.
So we reached Tong and then we turned left and we're now proceeding in a westerly direction along the north coast towards Durness, and then from Durness we'll turn south and start to head down towards Ullapool, but we're probably going to do a little loop out along the coast as well, and to get a bit of extra scenery, and yeah, see you then. Stunning. Look at that. Blimey. There's just one view after another here. Oh, so there. Oh, big pothole there. I'll go over here, Yeah. So this is Shmoo Cave in Durness. The road up here has been fantastic, and we just had a quick stop, quick look around. Just parked up here. Where are we? Parked up here. So we'll just have a quick break here, and then we'll continue around the coastline.
As we turned south into the sun, the scenery took on a new light and became different in many ways. And these single track roads alongside these beautiful bodies of water were just epic. The system they have in the Highlands for vehicles to pull over to allow following vehicles to pass is fantastic, and it works really well. The camera doesn't really begin to capture the majesty of these mountains, but you'll have to take my word for it when I say they were out of this world. Still heading south, here just below Skye, beyond all expectations, the scenery just kept getting better, and this particular vista absolutely blew me away. What a fantastic riding day this was turning out to be. This is the Carlisle Bridge, finished in 1984 to much critical acclaim. It was renamed in 2019 to its Gaelic name, which I shall put on the screen to save us all from a terrible pronunciation. Just below the Carlisle Bridge at Unnapool, we took a right turn onto the B869 out towards Drumbeg. This was to give us a bit of a better feel of the small roads out on the west coast and to take in a bit more scenery, and it would bring us round in a loop round to Loch Inver, where we could get back on the main run down to Ullapool. It was a cracking little gnarly road with lots of steep climbs, blind turns, and of course the obligatory fantastic scenery. We took the opportunity here to stop for a quick cup of tea and a bag of crisps at Drumbeg stores before we continued on towards Loch Inver.
So we're on the B869, just took a bit of a diversion off the previous road just to wiggle round the coast. We're on our way round to Loch Inver, which is about 12 miles away. Pretty slow going, but beautiful, interesting, all that jazz. Well worth a visit. Oh, it's flipping lovely, look at that. Wow.
I could never get tired of beautiful little roads like this and all the character they bring to a ride. But all too soon we were at the end of this particular road and we dropped back onto the main drag through Loch Inver and then onward towards Ullapool.
dam, the head of the reservoir, and we believe our accommodation is just beyond that. So let's see.
And the accommodation was indeed just beyond the head of the loch. So this is the Oak Inn, and this is where we stayed for the night. Great place to stay, lovely friendly bar, good rooms and excellent food, wholly recommended. Thank you so much for coming along with me. I really hope you enjoyed it, and if you did, please don't forget to leave a like and subscribe so you don't miss future episodes.
So good morning everybody. So just at the accommodation at the Oak Inn. It's on the A835 in between Ullapool and Inverness. And it was a cracking night's accommodation. So definitely can recommend it if you're looking for somewhere to stay around this area. Again, we struggled a bit to get accommodation, just about anywhere really. So when this place came up, it was a little bit expensive, but like I say, not a lot of choice. So we ended up here, and it's been perfectly fine. We've had a good night. Let's get into breakfast now, and then we'll be away. So the plan for today is to aim for the Applecross area, probably do the Applecross Pass, onto the Isle of Skye, bit of riding around the Isle of Skye, and probably ending the night around Mallaig. So come with me. As always, I am the Motorcycle Wanderer. Let's get on the road. So, good morning everybody, we're on the road. We've left the Oak Inn where we stayed last night. Nice place, nice food, good breakfast. 12 quid extra for the breakfast, but that's okay. So we're heading up the A835 towards Ullapool. But before we get to Ullapool, we're going to swing a left and we're going to go round the Bealach loop in an anti-clockwise direction, and then once we get to the bottom of there, we'll proceed a little bit further south. We'll do a little bit of the Applecross Pass. We'll just go up to the top and back down again, or at least that's the plan, dependent on the number of camper vans on the road. And then from there we'll proceed through Carlisle on to the Isle of Skye. We'll do a full tour of the Isle of Skye, arriving back in Armadale to get the ferry across to Mallaig, and then to stay in our hotel tonight, which is about 10-15 minutes south of Mallaig. So that's the plan. The weather again is fantastic, and yeah, come with us. I am the Motorcycle Wanderer. Let's get on the road. I love the shadows those clouds cast over the hills. So that was a quick coffee stop in Bealach. Very nice cappuccino. And just carrying on now round the Bealach coastal routes. And we're going to take a right turn off to head down towards Carlisle lochs and then onto the Isle of Skye. The weather's picking up, temperature's fantastic, roads are good. Go with me.
After the coffee at Bealach, we carried on along the road until we got to Kintyre, where we took a right to head towards Bealach, or the Applecross Pass as it's commonly known. The scenery along the way was just absolutely stunning, and I may sound a bit like a broken record with that, but I could not believe how lucky we had been with the weather and how lucky we continued to be, and we were just soaking it up. It was absolutely glorious. After some time we arrived at the turn for the Applecross Pass, and as I turned in it was with some trepidation and excitement in equal measure that I was finally here to find out what this pass was all about. And it didn't take long before these majestic mountains started making a real impression on me. Even at this low level, with the heather and the bracken taking on their autumn colours, and the whole thing lit by this beautiful midday sun through a dramatic sky, the road just had a wild feel about it, and it was a pleasure to ride. The upper part of the climb was somewhat tainted when we got stuck behind this Carlisle truck, who subsequently got stuck with all the traffic coming down and camper vans, etc. But hey, you know, it was still a great day, a great place to be, and it didn't really detract from the scenery all that much. And on the plus side, we still had the descent ahead of us. Well, I could certainly see what all the fuss was about. This was spectacular. Just look at that for a view. Definitely worth a visit, and I, for one, will be back.
So this is the A896 just coming down to Loch Arran. We've done the Applecross Pass thingy, just up and down again, and we're just going to stop for a bit of fuel, and then we're going to proceed around the loch afterwards. Here we are. Welcome to the Isle of Skye. So we're going to head up to Portree and just see what the situation is like and see if we have time to go any further up. We're on the ferry to Mallaig. We need to be there by 17:10 and it's 14:10 now, so we've got 3 hours, so we'll do what we can and then we'll head down to the ferry. here we are on the Isle of Skye, doing a little bit of a cut across road, the B885, just to get a feel of the place before we head back down to Armadale to get the ferry back across to the mainland. And it looks pretty remote, it's pretty windy, you can probably hear that on the mic, I apologise for that, but yeah, soak it up.
This was one of those roads that we just decided on over lunch, and what a great decision. Really gave us the feel of the island, and although we didn't have long on Skye on this occasion, it just made the visit worthwhile. It was a beautiful road, beautiful sky in front, and we thoroughly enjoyed it. Thoroughly recommended. B885 out of Portree.
So we're just approaching Armadale, on the only road into Armadale, to catch the ferry across to Mallaig. It's Mallaig just across there, as you can see, across the water. So it's just a half-hour crossing. We have pre-booked. Pre-booking is essential. And we're on the 17:30. Latest check-in is 17:10. It's 16:39. So we're bang on. Might even get a cup of tea before we get on. So I'll film the process and then talk to you on board.
Doing alright yourselves?
So that's us, we're on the ferry, next stop Mallaig. Those are the bikes down on the deck there, just waiting for the rest of the vehicles to board. We're up in the luxury lounge on the top. It's a cracking view. Now to Mallaig, going well. We left a bit early, so we'll be in the hotel before long. It's lovely. So we've just been waiting outside the harbour. been waiting for this one to come out, free up the space for us to go in. So that should be us going in now to dock, and then we've got about 10 minutes down to the hotel. So here we are in Mallaig, 5 minutes to the hotel and a pint of beer. That's a corker.
So just 10 minutes down the road from Mallaig, this was the Mallaig Hotel. Really cracking night here, can't recommend it highly enough. The bar was amazing, really lively atmosphere, live music some nights, not on the night we were there. Great selection of whiskies, all laid out in a book with descriptions, etc. If you're into that sort of thing, it was perfect. So yeah, Mallaig Hotel, we spent the night here.
Well, good morning. Good morning from Mallaig, just down the road from Mallaig. So we came across on the ferry yesterday evening, and we just did sort of 5-6 miles down the road to Mallaig, which is where you find me now. What a beautiful spot to wake up in the morning. Again, the weather is fantastic. Beautiful day yesterday. Probably didn't quite get enough time on Skye. But we did find a cracking B road that really sort of typified Skye, Isle of Skye. Yeah, it was another cracking day. Today, what is the plan today? So we have, today's Friday, need to be back home in the south of England for Sunday. So we're going to start the transition, I think. We talked about Jedburgh as a potential base tonight, so we'll see if that pans out. But either way, we're going to be heading south and quite a bit east, try and get across onto the east coast. So come with me, find out where we get to, and see what we experience today. So good morning everybody. He catches on the main drag out of Mallaig, where we stayed last night. Another beautiful morning, a little bit windy, and today we're heading initially towards Fort William, turn a bit south, drop down through Glencoe, and beyond that we haven't really got a firm route set, but we're going to end the day somewhere in the Borders region, ready to drop down into England tomorrow. So it should be a good day's riding. Stay with us. I am the Motorcycle Wanderer. Let's get on the road.
It was another beautiful morning with a clear sky and a piercing low sun. And as we approached Fort William, we had Ben Nevis dead ahead in our 12 o'clock with the sun hovering above. It was pretty spectacular. As we met the main A82, we turned right to head south and out of Fort William, and then continued along the same road along the banks of Loch towards the legendary Glencoe. This is the impressive Bealach Bridge. Opened in 1975, it bridges the Narrows at the end of Loch Leven, and it meant that we were only a couple of miles away from the start of Glencoe.
So this is Glencoe. You can see the road tracking up the side of the valley there. Absolutely fantastic day for it.
After a great ride up Glencoe, we popped into the Glencoe Mountain Resort for a quick cup of tea and a bowl of soup. Unsuitably refreshed, we pressed on along the A82 towards Carlisle.
Just stopped for a bit of lunch here at the cabin cafe at the World of Wings. Get a lentil soup and a cup of tea. Now we're going to carry on towards where are we going towards? Melrose. Yeah, Melrose. Right. It had been another great day's riding, and here we were arriving at the Dryborough Abbey Hotel. So the day had started out way up in Scotland, Ben Nevis and the absolute splendour of Glencoe, and then we threaded the needle in between Glasgow and Edinburgh, so not too much to film around there, a bit of motorway work, and then finally across the borders and ended up where we were now at Dryborough Abbey. So a lovely day. We were ready as usual for a bit of dinner and a spot of relaxing, and this looked like exactly the place to do it.
Hey, good morning. So here we are, Dryburgh Abbey in the Borders region. Beautiful big hotel, that, and true to its name, has the Abbey just next to it. And we'll go and have a look at that now. Just a quick wander around. It's 8 o'clock in the morning, and we're on day 8 of the trip, so penultimate day. Today we're planning to end up somewhere on the east coast, maybe around Whitby or that sort of level. Not really sure how we're going to get there. The Kielder Forest will be involved, North Yorkshire Moors will be involved. You know, usual thing. We've got time to zigzag around a little bit and yeah, just explore the area. I think there are some great roads around here, you know, around the Kielder Forest, etc., etc. So yeah, we'll do that, and I'll take you with me, and then we'll see where we end up tonight. So let's go and have a quick look at this abbey, if I can find out how to get through to it.
So the abbey didn't actually open until later in the morning, so here's a couple of shots I took over the wall.
Good morning folks, join me on day 8 of the trip. So we stayed last night in Dryborough Abbey, just north of Jedburgh. Really nice stay, lots of pickies on here showing the place and the abbey opposite. So today, day 8, we are heading mainly south with a little bit of east. So we've headed out south through Jedburgh. We're just now heading down towards Kielder Water. We'll track down next to Kielder Water before picking up a couple of little roads through the North Pennines, and then we'll track east over the other side of the A1 and we'll drop into the North Yorkshire moors. And so far we're aiming for Pickering, although we might end up a little bit further south. So stay with me. As always, I am the Motorcycle Wanderer. Let's get on the road. So this is the start of the road that will lead down the side of Kielder Water. So this is the first little bit out of Sawtree. It's an unclassified road, passing places. And then this turns into a wider, faster, more sweeping road in a few miles. But it's a lovely ride, so let's go.
It's finally time to re-enter England, and there's a bit of a sad tinge attached to that, as it meant the Scottish part of the tour was over, but we still had a day and a half of riding and we were determined to enjoy it. This is a lovely bit of road in Rydale in the Vale of Pickering, not long before we arrived at the hotel for the evening, so it was a nice way just to finish off the afternoon. With only a few miles left to go before arriving at the hotel, I reflected on the day's experiences, and Kielder Water was probably the thing that stuck in my mind. But at this stage of a tour, when you sort of feel like the objective has already been achieved, i.e. the tour of Scotland, it's easy to forget that you're still surrounded by such natural beauty, and it's important to try and keep the focus on that. So this is a note I take away from this tour and try to apply it to future tours.
Oh, here we go. Here we go. Well, good evening. You find me on the evening of day 8. So we've just arrived at the Burythorpe House Hotel, close to Malton, North Yorkshire. Beautiful place. We've just dropped our things in the room, sat in the bar having a drink. It's the final night. Tomorrow just going to be the ride home. Not sure how much I'm going to film of that, because it may or may not just be motorways. I'm not sure. I'll put some footage in after this if I did film anything. If not, this will be the last bit. So I'll do a quick summary. So yeah, cracking eight full days riding up to Scotland. So for me, south east of England, up to Scotland. First night I went up to Carlisle. The weather was awful, rained all the way up. Didn't film much on the way. Hotel in Carlisle was nice. And since then, hardly a drop of rain. We have been so lucky. The sun has been out, the temperatures have been good, summer gloves all the way around. It's been fantastic, and we've seen some scenery. I mean, it's just breathtaking. Every crest you go over, there's a new stunning bit of scenery the other side. It's been fantastic. So total mileage just now is about 50 miles short of 2,000, so about 1950. So we've been averaging, you know, getting on for 250 a day. Really sort of easy done. Leaving the hotel 9:30ish, in the next hotel usually 5:30. I think once we were after 6 p.m, but very unusual for us to be that late arriving. So it's been great in terms of relaxing, socialising, and riding during the day. And we've seen some wonderful roads. I mean, I've been blown away by it. You know, it's been fantastic. If you've watched the episode or the series so far, you'll have seen what we've seen, and I'm full of admiration for Scotland. Wow, you know, what a place. Hospitality's been great, food's been great, drink's been great, bit of whiskey's gone down as well. It's been wonderful. So yeah, highly recommended. Very successful trip. Last push home tomorrow, and then, you know, a bit of a relax. So yeah, thanks for coming with me. I have been the Motorcycle Wanderer. Please like and subscribe if you like what you see, and see you on the next trip. Take care.
Good morning. It's the morning of the final day, day 9. Just going to go home today. I don't think there's going to be anything particularly interesting to film. I'll turn the camera on if I see anything, but as I said last night, been a great trip. Love to do it again. I think we're incredibly lucky for the weather. I'm not sure we'll ever be that lucky again. And this morning, as you can probably see, it's a little bit drizzly. There's been some rain overnight. It's a little bit drizzly still, but it's supposed to clear up by about 10 o'clock. It's about 8:30 in the morning now. So by the time we've had a bit of breakfast, got ready, hopefully it'll be clear, and we'll start the journey home. Should be about 5 hours, 5.5 hours, something like that. And I'll take you with me. And yeah, thanks again for joining me on the trip. Take care.
Thank you so much for watching. Please hit the like and subscribe to support the channel, and I'll see you next time. I've been the Motorcycle Wanderer.